Hi everyone. I'm here to show you what I've been doing today. Today I've made a lot of yo-yos. I just love making yo-yos because I love using them. They're so wonderful to use. Let's see if I can light this up a little more. Um, Now, see, this is a yo-yo. But then today I watched a video, but I couldn't listen to it because it was in a different language that I didn't understand, and I sure ain't no bilingual kind of person. But she was making these flowers that if you look at one side, it looks like the yo-yo, and if you look at the other side, it looks like the yo-yo. And I really like them. So I made a few of these, and I love them. I just love them. I think they're just beautiful. And so I want to make some more, but what I'm doing is trying to figure the sizes is exactly as what I should measure. So what I've done is I've torn some pieces of fabric. This fabric I got from Laura Vosker. She sent me a box of scraps a month or two ago, and man, it's got the most beautiful scraps in there. And so the way that these are made is I'm doing this one, and these are about 11 inches by 3 inches by 11 inches. So that will give me a flower that is about 3 inches in diameter, 3 inches across. And so, but now what she showed was she hot glued the ends here together by folding this piece in half, and then she glued them. But I'm going to stitch, so if you wait just a second here, I'm going to use the sewing machine since it's right here, and I'm going to just sew it and make a seam right down there, down that center. Okay, so I folded it in half so I see the wrong side, not the right side. And I folded that in half.
Asshole calling! Asshole calling! There's an asshole.
Excuse that. That was my son. I'll call him back. He's done called me 3 times today. And so, and he keeps repeating himself. So, hey, I'll call him back. And so anyhow, so now I stitched. Most of you have heard his ringtone. He's not really a donkey hole. I just have that ringtone for him because it's cute. And so then I've got like a tube here. So now what then I do is I turn this and I fold it in half so the right sides of the fabric is showing. And then I use my clips and I clip right at the folded edge there, making sure that both of those raw edges are lined up together. And I want those raw edges to be lined up together, but I clip the folded side because then otherwise the clips are in my way when I stitch. Now these take a little bit more fabric than a yo-yo, but they're beautiful. They're just beautiful. Okay, so now I have that folded ready. I got this one ready to go too. And I'm going to get my thread. So I have a pink thread here. This thread was sent to me too by a beautiful, wonderful subscriber. I don't know what I would do without you all people. You all help me out so much with my things. Now if I can just get this plastic off of here, then we'll be good to go. And get my needle. My pin cushion was made by Ray. I'm telling you, I am just borderline spoiled rotten. Not borderline, I am puny spoiled rotten. I'm trying to find a sharp point. Ouch, that one is sharp. Okay, now I'm going to get that plastic off of there. I haven't made videos. I've been a little bit down in the dumps. I don't know. I hope you all have heard about the storms that have ravished our state. Now, Papa and I were very lucky that we have some branches and limbs down, but we never lost power. We never. Where's the thingy? We were definitely. Come off of there. We never lost power. We have no damage to our house. No damage to our lives. But so much of our state wasn't so lucky. And somebody said, well, you all are just blessed. And then I say, I don't think that this has anything to do with being blessed. That means that everybody that had problems were not blessed. And that wouldn't be right. It's just sometimes it's just, nature is out there. Nature is out there, and things are going to happen. Naturally, by nature, we have hurricanes that cross over our state. And on the West Coast, they have earthquakes. In Central America, they have tornadoes. And it doesn't pick on just those people who are not blessed. And the survivors are not what I would call blessed. They are just lucky. The ones that didn't get hurt are just lucky, because the Lord blesses all of us. But sometimes, like in the storm like that, we know the storm's coming. We usually know the storm is coming at least 4 or 5 days in advance, if not longer. Okay, I'm going to start stitching this now. I'm on the raw edges. I'm going to just do a running stitch all the way around. But so I have been watching videos of the destruction.
Asshole calling!
Oh,
Asshole calling! There's an asshole
I
on the
better
other
see.
line. Answer quick.
Might be emergency. Hello? Why? Is she in the hospital? Okay, I will. I'm doing a video right now, so. Okay, thank you. Love you too. Bye bye. Okay, that was my son with a. Since he called twice, then I figured I better answer it. But his granddaughter, my great granddaughter, is quite sick. Apparently, they they took her to the ER and they sent her home with a nebulizer, so to help with her breathing, so it doesn't turn into bronchitis. So it was just a prayer request for that. So, but anyway, yes, the people, so many people already they know of about. I think the last number I heard is something like 72 deaths from this storm, and two of them was a couple, an elderly couple at their home, both of them on oxygen. And you know, strange as it may seem, there is a lot of people that don't watch television, they don't have a computer, they just don't know what's going on. And so these people probably had no clue that there was a storm coming, and they lost power, they lost their oxygen, they lost their lives. And we have a island off the one of the barrier islands off of the west coast of Florida that is that that is they call it Sanibel Island, and it is a fancy. They call it like a tropical paradise because that's what it is. That's what it was. Just beautiful palm trees and beaches and a lot of the higher um, high, I don't know what you call it, the more rich people lived out there. And there's only one way to get to that island, and that is one causeway, one bridge that can get you to and from that island. And that bridge is gone. That whole road is gone. There's no way other than airship or helicopter and airplanes and boats to get to the island. And but it's not only the higher class people that live out there. There's some suffering, people that just not suffering, but people that just struggle from payday to payday that live out there, and their homes are gone. Everything is gone. Their livelihood is gone. A lot of shrimpers out there and fishermen that live out there, and their livelihood is gone. Their home is gone, and it's just, I sit here in my house and I'm safe, and my whole house is still here, and I almost feel guilty. I don't know what the feeling is that I have, but I just don't feel like I should have anything to be happy about when there's so many people that are just um, so many people that are that have suffered damage from this terrible storm, and it went completely across the state. There, in a lot of our state, at one time, half of the state, at least half of the state, was without power. And oh, there's my daughter. There's my daughter. Let me put this on pause. That was my daughter dropping off her little dog because she's going to go and dash for an hour. That's how she makes her living, is door dashing. Okay, so see how that turned out? You see how that turned out? That is so pretty. And I love, look how that fabric, it just made the most beautiful flower. So if you wanted to make a smaller one, you would just have this piece, you would just make narrower. You could make it narrower because the width of your fabric, see, now the width of my fabric, that is how wide my flower turned out to be, because you got it folded off in half, see. So that's how you know what the width of your flower is going to be, is the width of your fabric. And then So, and I can see that my 11 inches was a perfect size for to go around. If it's too short, it would cup up your flower. So maybe you would want to make a shorter one like that and layer them and make actual rows or something. But I think it's just beautiful, and I love. And I don't want to press it once I get it folded in half, because if I press it, then I would have those straight edges, and I don't want to have the straight edges like that. So anyhow, that was Sanibel Island, and then there's another island they call Pine Island. It's another island that has a lot of fishermen on that island, and I mean, I feel obligated. I guess that's a dumb word, to watch these videos of the disaster that this storm has left. I feel that I need to know how lucky some of us were and how unlucky some of us are. Now, but what I have learned too, watching on these videos, is the younger generation, especially, they are out there with what they call boots on the ground. There is people coming from all over the state and other states too. I mean, that are bringing supplies to these people, to the people that are without. Like one of the guys that was interviewed is a fisherman, and all he has is the clothes on his back. Everything is gone. And so he needs clothes. I mean, people are bringing water down. People are bringing formula and diapers for babies down. And it's just amazing. And it just warms my heart to know that there are this many people that are helping each other right now in this in this um, in this terrible disaster that come through. And like somebody said to me, well, you guys were just blessed. And I think, no, I don't think blessing has anything to do with that. We were just lucky. We were lucky because God, nature, God blesses everybody. God is nature. Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to have rainstorms and tornadoes and earthquakes and everything of the like. Those things are going to happen. Those are going to happen. And they're not just going to happen to people who aren't blessed for some reason. They're just, it's the luck of the draw. It's, if you're going to go live in California, you're probably going to deal with earthquakes. If you live in Florida, you're probably going to deal with hurricanes. And the thing is you must evacuate. When they say evacuate, that means you need to evacuate. That means get the hell out of Dodge, because they know what these storms, and they knew ahead of time that this storm coming, Ian, was one of the strongest storms to ever hit our country, and it had showed that they're real. A lot of people did not evacuate because they say, oh, it's not going to be nothing. I've lived through hurricanes. But they didn't take it for real that this was that strong of a hurricane. We don't live in a evacuation zone. We didn't evacuate, but we have a pretty well built concrete block house, and my grandson was here and my daughter was here, and because my daughter lives in a mobile, although her mobile home was fine, but she was here, and my grandson was here because his mother, being a nurse, she had to be working. They had to literally live at the hospital, and still there's people in the hospital that my daughter works on is up here in Hernando County. Hernando County wasn't damaged. There's water rising, but the damage was very, very, very minimal. And but there, because the hospitals down south of us in Orlando area and such are so filled with patients from this storm that they are sending patients to these outlying hospitals too. And so that's kind of why I had on the first I had planned a sale. I said I can't even do this sale. There's no way that I can get on the computer and try and sell craft supplies when so many people are suffering right now. I just did not feel that was right. So I'm going to still have my sale one day, but it's not. I'll let y'all know when it comes close to that time. But yeah, it's hurtful. It's so hurtful. I don't. You know. Us here in Florida, we hear about people who have go through the hurricanes. I mean the tornadoes. Almost every year, and we hear about the earthquakes, but we're far away from them, and so I can understand. I understand now that well, I don't know what I understand. I don't understand nature as much as there is to understand about it. But yeah, I'm going to be more aware when I hear that there's I don't know. It's just it still has me completely bumfuzzled. All I can do seriously is pray, and there are some people that probably don't understand prayer, and I have learned to understand more about prayer in my years. I'm going to be 73 years old at the end of this month, and I think by experience and wisdom through these years, I have learned more about I have said I'm not a religious person as far as organized religion goes, but I am very spiritual, very spiritual. I believe in God. I believe in God. Believing in God, I believe God is all around us. God is the air we breathe. God is the trees, the grass, the sand, the flowers, the weeds. It's all God. It's the birds, the fish. It's all God. We are. It's God is what built our world. That's our world. That is, and I also believe that the soul of man never dies. A body dies, but not the soul. The soul lives on. The spirit lives on. And I do believe that I can speak. I can speak to spirits, and in one, my mother and I, when my mother was still alive, my mother and I, we didn't always see eye to eye. I guess we didn't we didn't see eye to eye. But she passed away when she was in her early 60s. She was 62 years old, and or 61 now, I can't remember. And there was a lot of things that I could have done differently. I know this now that I could have done differently to make our relationship better. I talk to her now. When I meditate, which is my type of prayer, meditation and prayer to me is very much the same. And but I can I really feel that I can talk to my mother, I can talk to my father, I can talk to my two brothers that passed already. I can talk to anybody I want to talk to that has passed before me, and I believe that their spirits hear me. And when you speak a prayer, when you speak a prayer, these spirits, these souls, they hear you. They hear you, and they translate these messages out. They translate these messages out. And there was one time, I have to say, my husband and I, we had these friends. They have passed now, but we always called them Uncle Pete and Aunt Joanne, even though they were never any relation. Well, Uncle Pete passed away, and then and Aunt Joanne later on, a few years later, she was in a nursing home, and Papa and I were driving down the road, and we passed at the red light. There was a semi truck there at the red light, and I seen the driver in that semi truck, and I swear that driver looked exactly like Uncle Pete. I said, "That's Uncle Pete." I mean, it felt like it was Uncle Pete. I said, "We have got to go see Aunt Joanne." We weren't on our way to see Aunt Joanne. We were on our way to go see my sister-in-law, the opposite direction. Well, instead, we went we went to the nursing home to see Aunt Joanne. I just felt like I need to go and see her. We got in there. Aunt Joanne was laying in the bed. She had her headphones on. She was listening to the TV. And whenever she seen us walk in that door, she just started crying. She said, "You're not going to believe this. I have been praying all day that I could see you. I miss you so much." She'd been praying all day that she would see us, and there we came in her door to see us after I saw Uncle Pete in that truck. And is that not spirits working? That that's one of my ways. That's one of my ways, one of my things that will that just cemented that belief in me so much. Okay, I'm just rambling on now. I you know what, I always read something. Let me see if I can find my paper. I had a piece of paper here. I had a I think I put it in here. I have the these are all my songs I don't want to sing right now. Sometimes I don't feel like singing. Where did I put that? I guess I didn't put it in here. I must have put it somewhere else. I thought I put it in here. Oh no, I got it right here. I got an email, and I got an email from Ethel Lewis. Miss Ethel sent me an email, and this was, did the date come on here? Yeah, that was on September 24th. She sent me this. She says, "Greetings to you, precious Lizzie. I pray all is well with you. I watch and enjoy your videos. Your sense of humor and your compassion for others is amazing. I love how you don't allow negativity and chaos to ruin your life. You seem to always look for the good. What a wonderful light you are." She says, "There is a hymn that I love. Because the words are so very powerful, I will include them. I pray the words bless you as they have blessed me." Well, this hymn I do not know. I don't know this song. And but I think I'll Google it so that I can listen to it actually. But I'm going to read you the words to this song because they are powerful. And I thank you, first of all, Ethel, for those kind words. Those kind words just melt my heart. I just love them. It's amazing. Okay, it's called He Giveth More Grace. He giveth more grace when burdens grow greater. He sendeth more strength when labors increase. He added afflictions, he added his mercy. He multiplied trials, he multiplied peace. When we have exhausted our store of endurance, when our strength has failed ere the day is half done, when we reach the end of our hoarded resources, our Father's full giving is only begun. Fear not that thy need shall exceed his provision. Our God ever yearns his resources to share. Lean hard on the arm everlasting availing. The Father both thee and thy load will upbear. His love has no limits, his grace has no measure, his power no boundaries known unto men. For out of his infinite riches in Jesus, he giveth and giveth and giveth again. And this was sent to me by Ethel Lewis. And I had to print that out. I said, I'm printing that. That is just amazing. And so I'm going to keep this with my reading material because I'll want to read that more than once. And so, but thank you, Ethel, for sending that to me. And this is like to multiplied trials is multiplied peace. And so somehow through all of this horrible stuff that's going on in our state right now, the horrible part is over with. Although there are still people who are missing that they're looking for. And but this is when, like I said, I have seen so many videos of people helping people. And if I was a little bit younger and able to walk more than 10 steps at a time, I would be out there helping somebody. I just feel like I would want to help somebody. But the most I can do is sit here and pray for the best. And when I pray to the best, I'm praying to the spirits and to the angels, and hopefully the spirits and the angels will bring those messages to the right people. And the right people are like our government and our agencies who do help. And like one of the people that I was listening to today on a video was one of the fishermen that's out on one of the barrier islands. And he says, well, right now it just seems like all the help is going to the he felt like the higher class people, and that those in the, I don't know what, low rent district, I don't know, I haven't got a better word right now, are being kind of neglected. And so that's where my prayers are going, is please send the help to everybody, not just, to everybody. Get out to those, I don't want to call it the low rent district, but I can't think of what, the more needy, everybody's just as needy, but I think you understand what I'm saying. But I'm going to stop babbling now, and I'm going to continue making flowers because I like making my flowers. And I ask God to watch over each and every one of you, every step you take, every move you make. And put a button right in the middle of this. But anyway, and so that's it. Keep you safe, keep you happy, healthy, and humble. Keep you humble. God bless you all. Bye-bye.